Together. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to the Mind Your Business, the Architect Show. I am Jason, the Architect Tober, and we are here. We just make it our business to celebrate your business. Okay, you gotta let me know. We are here to celebrate your business. We have a great show planned with you on tonight. Please forgive us. Every week that we come back, we actually add some new things and add new technologies and things. So if you see us going live from other pages, I know some of you have. That's because we're always testing out our new equipment. So we have just implemented some new equipment on tonight. So you got to let me know. We need you to talk to us. Let us know you're in the building. So again, welcome to the Mind Your Business with the Architect Show. I am Jason, the Architect Tober, where we make it our business to celebrate your business. Like I said, we have a great show planned for you today. Um, the Mind Your Business with the Architect Show is an offspring of the 28 membered group called Jack's Entrepreneurs and Leaders. And Jack's Entrepreneurs and Leaders is a program by the Blue Skies Foundation, and they aim to provide effective networking, workshops, and seminars by providing resources, tools, exposure, then leading is beyond you. Before we get started, as usual, let's talk about a couple of our sponsors. The Blue Skies Foundation, home of authors in art, Survivors Unite, and Jack's Entrepreneurs and Leaders, where their motto is there's always, and I do mean always, blue skies ahead. Next up, we have TK Overby Business Consulting. Get your websites, graphics, and business coaching all in one spot. They believe in building your brand, serving your business. Just ask for Tiffany. Tell her that we sent you. The number is 904-712-9707, or you can visit them online at www.tkoverbyconsulting.com. Next up, Cupcake Connections. If you want the best desserts in a one-shop party stop, then you're going to need to give them a call. They have linen rental, decor, and centerpieces. Ask for the Cupcake Lady. The number is 904-874-5101. Last but not least, we have Majestic Event Complex. This is an event center with options. You can add decor, DJ services, desserts, and photography. And they have this is a wedding plan. They have wedding planning services, and this is a performance and event venue. Just give them a call. The number is 904-299-5111. All righty. So if you are just joining us, you have reached another episode of Mind Your Business with the Architect, where we make it our business to celebrate your business. We just want to mention who we have on in the room on tonight. She's not going to come up just yet, but we have the one and only Kenajawa from DA Writing House Publishing. I have kind of watched her silently on her journey, and she doesn't know I'm a secret fan of hers, but we're going to jump into that a little bit later. let's talk about these events that we have coming up. And then we're going to jump into the juicy part. So, the first event we have taking care of business, startup, branding, and expanding. That means if you are just starting up, if you are expanding, if you need some branding, it doesn't matter what stage of the journey that you're in. This is a workshop just for you. It's put on by Jacksonville's entrepreneurs and leaders, and it is on Thursday, November the 12th at 6:30. Thursday, November the 12th at 6:30 at the Majestic Event Complex. That's at 5870 Norwood. We're going to be talking about some really, really good topics. How to incorporate your business, which formation is best for me and why, how to file for an EIN and a DUNS number. We're going to be talking about business insurance, licenses, certifications, branding 101. It's going to be awesome. We are partnering with the one and only Mr. Gregory Grant from the SBDC. They are going to come out and participate and facilitate some of these topics. We have a huge plan and agenda for that day. Food from Danny's Delights Catering. $25 is your ticket price. You get the entry, you get food, and you will walk away with what you need to further your business. Next up, we have the Christmas giveaway 2020. Now, this one is very, very near and dear to my heart personally. This is going to be on December the 16th. December the 16th. That is, I believe, a Wednesday. It's going to be held at the Hilltop Restaurant, 2030 Wells Road. We are adopting 50 children who are underprivileged in our own city, and we're not just giving them gifts and shoving them on their way. We actually have a huge, huge, huge event planned for them. This is the ultimate Christmas extravaganza experience. Santa Claus will be in place, his elves will be in place. We have the one and only Miss Jen Weeks, or comedian Jen Weeks. She's going to be hosting that event. Performances by Shaniqua's Dazzling Dolls and Timothy O'Berry and A.O. Antoine Overby. You have to be in the building. It's free to the public. If you know any children who needs help, please do reach out to us. The number is 904-701-8774. Next up, we have Authors and Art Dancers Edition Part 2. So the reason why this one is about to be out of control is because, first of all, when we did the Dancers Edition Part 1, it blew everybody away. I don't think anybody, including myself, was ready for what was about to happen. But it was so well put together. It was so fun that we had to do it again. With COVID, actually, the last Authors in Art that Blue Skies Foundation did was in February. So this will make one full year of its return. We have vendors already signed up. We have performers already signed up. You're going to want to be in the place. That is February the 9th. Tickets are $10. 15 at the door, and if you want a meal, just $10 extra after that. Again, that's February the 9th. It's always the second Tuesday every other month. So come out and enjoy yourself for that. All righty, guys. So we have all of that out of the way, right? So we're going to get going with this interview because this is the part I can't wait for. But we have to pay some bills. You know how that goes. So we want to introduce to the stage one more time Miss Kenajawa Lashawn of DA Writing House Publishing. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing well. Thanks for joining us on tonight.
Oh, you're welcome. Of course, always.
So we were talking off camera and she says, I'm just so nervous. So y'all, if you're watching, send your positive energy, send everything this way. Not that she needs it, because once she gets going, she's going. I watch her on social media. So once you get going, you're pretty much in there. It's just that going out on stage part. Well, that's over. So
Right.
you here now. So, before we even start, I would like for you to pronounce your name for everyone that may be watching, please.
Yeah. So I am Kenajawa Lashawn, the owner of DA Writing House Publishing.
Kenajawa Lashawn, owner of DA Writing House Publishing. So, before we even get going, tell us a little bit just about yourself.
Myself. Yeah, I know that's always the hard part. So who is Kenajawa Lashawn? Um, I'm an author, of course, business owner. Um, But at heart, I think I'm just like a free spirit. Everything that I've accomplished or endeavored in, I know it's because of God and God
Mm.
setting up the time and the place. Like even like with me and you, I know I've never told you this like funny story. I used to stalk you too. So I was like, one day I'll be on his radio show. We just don't know it yet.
No.
Yes. And then so like I will follow you and everything like that. And then you reached out to me for the event and I was like, okay, God, this I know this is a dynamic like connection you made and I can't wait to see where it goes. So
Oh
yeah,
wow.
I just float around here, y'all. That's
Oh
all.
wow. The event that she was talking about, I invited her as a special guest to the I'm a Survivor benefit gala that just happened back in July. And I had to have you there. I had to have you there. She's coming next year too. So just stay tuned. So thank you for answering the call both times.
Yeah.
When I called. So can you tell us a little bit of how you got started? Like your journey. How did that happen for you?
Ooh, yeah. Okay, so the reason I guess it really starts with why you invited me to the event, and it was kind of crazy because I that's a part of my story I'm not very vocal about. I haven't been. It's up and coming, so you guys will definitely hear more. I've mentioned it a few times, but of course in 2015 I lost a son, so I was 20 years old. I was in college at the end of my first relationship. Thought I was in love, all that good stuff, and growing up, I knew that my aunt kept me in church, and that was kind of like the staple of who I was. Even though I wasn't like actively in church in college, but I knew enough about God to like hold on to that. So I remember sitting in my dorm room, and I was like, "Well, God, I'm pregnant now, and I don't think I can give my son to you. So I'm gonna start
Right.
back going to church." And that kind of transpired in me to becoming a baptized disciple. And in me starting my relationship with God is where like my passion was birthed. So you guys know I'm an author, I'm a writer. 2018 is when I published my first book. And I didn't think that would be my first book. And I was like, it was a book, a collection of poems.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it was just me reading through my journal. And I was like, dang, God, I kind of been through some stuff. And he was like, my people need this. And I'm like,
Mm.
well, what you talking about? I had a poetry Instagram page at the time. I was like, well, God, what you want to do? Put the poems on Instagram?
Right.
Like,
What you?
what you want me to do? So he said, no, this is going to be your first book. And so that kind of like lit the fire in me. I did that book in 3 months. So if you guys know anything
Wow.
about publishing a book, if it happens in 3 months, that is nothing but
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
So then, second book was Every Tear Was a Silent Prayer, which I will be re-releasing. I'm not gonna put a date on it soon. So you guys get the exclusive that. So I took both of those books down from Amazon at this time because God told me we got to re-release the story. So I'm walking in a new phase of life, and we have to
Good.
re-release the story. So I'll be republishing Every Tear Was a Silent Prayer because there is so much more that the people need, and God said do that. So that was like the start with me publishing my first two books. And then I kind of connected with some people, and they was like, "You have a gift and a talent." So I always wanted a publishing company, but I thought it would be like my retirement thing. Like, oh, it's after my career because I
Older.
want to be a mental health counselor and or therapist. And I was like, yeah, it'll be after I done, counsel people, and this is what I do for fun. But God said, girl, we got different plans. And
Gotta
we need,
twist it.
right, we need our publishing company. So that was how, and all of that, like all of those stories, losing my son and me finding God is how my business was birthed. And it's just my desire to help people like myself who have tremendous stories, impactful stories, but may not be able to branch into independent publishing, and they want to get their stories to the masses. So that's like the beauty behind DA Writing House to help those stories be birthed.
So you said a mouthful that
Yeah.
I wanted to jump in and comment on, but I wanted you to get it all out. Um, so when you released that book, do you remember what you wore that day when you did that live video?
I don't.
I think you had on a blue jacket. That's how far it goes back that I've been watching you.
Wow.
I'm for real because I remember when you did it. It was very. I know it meant a lot to you, but it was like I'm not trying to hype it up. I got to do this for me.
Me. Yeah.
Like I remember that. And that was at least a year ago. I
Yeah.
was like, wow, look at this young lady. And I admired your tenacity. I admired your courage for just jumping out and doing something that you felt like you needed to do.
Hmm.
Didn't matter what anybody had to say, didn't matter what your opinion was. And it's okay. Like,
Yeah.
agree, disagree. It's not even for you. You know how when
Mm.
you're in a relationship and you got to break and you say, no, it's me, not you.
Yeah.
Like, like this is for
Yeah.
me, not you.
Yeah.
You can like it. I mean, if you like it, good. If you're not, oh, well,
Yeah.
this is for
Yeah.
me, but not you. So, I believe that your story is awesome. When you did get a little vocal about losing your son, that's when I was like, I've got like now I can't like
Can't let
I
it go.
got to now.
Right.
Like I have the reason now. Um, and you came and you and we connected, and I just love your story. Really, I love what you do, and I love what you stand for. I love that you're young and you're
Mm.
like, I'm gonna do it anyway. So, if anybody's out there and you're watching, and I'm too young, or I'm too old, or I'm too poor, or I'm too whatever we
Mm.
make up in our minds at the time, because we have those times that we do that. Take it from her, you're never too young. You're never too old. You're never too
Bro.
sunken deep. You're never too far down. You're never too broken. And I do appreciate that you said I just had to do something. I didn't. I thought that it was going to be, when I did this, but that's because you had that urge. This is what
Mm-hmm.
I have to
To do.
do.
Yeah.
And if you just go, God's going to make the provision for the vision.
Yeah.
Just go.
Yeah.
So, um, um, so the publishing. Where did the name DA Writing House Publishing? Because when I first saw it, I thought I was like the house, and I'm like, no, there's a period. That means something.
Mm-hmm. Oh God. Okay. I'm not gonna cry, y'all. I'm not.
I'm
But
sorry.
no, it's not a bad thing. And it's kind of not crazy, but DA Writing House is my son's initial, so his name is Demetrius Amir. And this was my legacy to my son. It was my way of allowing his legacy to lead on because I know that even though the whole just the beauty of his story alone,
Mm,
because I'll say it in short, but like you kind of talked about, I was in a very broken place after finding out I was pregnant because I was like, oh, I'm not being pregnant before I'm married. Like, Jesus, you gotta
this
send
ain't
him.
what we talked about now.
Right. And then, to end up becoming pregnant at the age of 20, I felt very defeated. I was failing out of college. And but it's what God needed to spark in me to find my son. So I thought with me getting pregnant, it was like, oh yeah, now I'm a mother, da da da. But I didn't know that that was the spark of me finding my true relationship with God. Um, and then, like I said, it was just his legacy. I was like, this story's too impactful.
Right.
There's too many other young women out there that are dealing with things and they feel defeated, they feel alone. Like I didn't have my family support in college. I've had family along the way that God has blessed me with, like
Right.
friends I met in
Right.
college and church family and different things like that, but never really felt like I had my family support behind me. So I was like, okay, this is my gift to my son. Even though he isn't here anymore, he's up in heaven, or paradise waiting
Mm-hmm.
for me to join him again. But this is for him. So,
That's awesome.
but in the end, God showed me it's really for me, but that was the
It's
start.
awesome.
Mm.
In the moment where you think that this is my lowest,
Hmm.
that's when the greatest blessing comes from.
Yep.
Um, I just admire you, like your whole
Stop.
story. I'm so serious, and you hear so many times where things happen that come to devastate us,
Yeah.
come to take us out, or come to discourage us. And it's up to us to make that thing mean something in the world, in like creating a space for that thing to mean well in the
Yeah.
world. Because even when you're long gone, the business DA
Writing house. Yeah.
Writing House Publishing still
Still
lives
here.
on.
Yeah.
So I just admire you. I love it. Um, so are you the only 'cause in my head? Because actually I was writing a book. God said stop, so I stopped, and I know I'm going to pick it back up. In my head, it's like write the book, do some edits, then upgrade it, then send it here. I don't even know in my head.
Yeah.
Do that, see if that what you got to get the barcode, how it, all this technical stuff.
Yeah.
So is that you? Like you do every
Everything.
single?
So yes, I am. Oh Lord, we hope we're gonna change this in a few months. But yes,
Amen.
right now I am the only worker for DA Writing House. But so like I said, in the process of me wanting to publish my own books, I had to do a lot of research. And there's a lot behind publishing that people don't know. So my clients, I'm glad they're so gracious to me because there is a lot of work that goes on behind the scene before the beautiful
Right.
book is birthed. But yes, so everything I learned, of course, I'm still learning and still growing. There's a lot to come in 2021, so I'm really, really excited about where God is taking the publishing company. But yes, it's we do it from start to finish, or wherever you are in the process. So there's some
Hmm.
clients that come in and they need help from start to finish. They got a blank page and they need the whole book, or they have written the book and they just need it edited and to
Right.
go through the publishing process, or it may be edited already and they just need a little bit another eye on it, and then
Right.
it go through the publishing process. So yes, we do it all from start to finish.
So what's the typical? I'm totally off script now. I'm interested.
It's
Uh,
okay.
what is the typical time frame so that so that you're not feeling rushed, but you're actually pushing it out? Like, what's the typical time frame?
So it depends on where you are in the process. So
Right.
for me, I would say 3 months to a year.
Gotcha.
Sometimes it may take longer than a year. Like my second book, I had started writing that in high school, and it took 4 years for me to get out because it had some deep stuff in there. So it had took me a minute to get that out. But like I shared with y'all, my first book, Broken Pieces, I did that in 3 months. So it depends on where you are in the process, but I always guarantee my clients 3 months to a year. Because you have some clients who are a little more slow moving. They gotta, you gotta
Yeah.
like kind of coach
Yeah.
them through the
And you are a
process.
coach
Yeah,
to some of them.
yeah, coach them through the process, let them know it's okay. Because like people don't understand, but like writing and publishing a book is a hard thing. I don't care what the book is about, especially if it's nonfiction and you're telling some part of your story, because now you're exposing yourself to people.
Right.
So that's a hard thing.
It is.
And even like fiction, there's a whole other world with fiction, writing fiction books. So, but I say generally 3 months to a year.
Got you. You said when you said exposing yourself to, so before you even, and this is my little journey with my little piece of my book that I got
I'm
done.
excited.
Before I even expose myself to people, I'm exposing myself to me.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I'm having to put it into words that people can comprehend and understand. Like you're really looking in the mirror. You're calling yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? You
Mm-hmm. Call
really,
yourself out.
yeah, you are on the good, the bad, the ugly. And
Yeah,
just that process is therapeutic.
healing.
You go through I did the processes of like grief all over again, but for whatever it's called for book writing,
Yeah,
you be mad and you accept it. You're like, okay, now I got to write it because somebody
right.
needs it.
Needs
Like
it.
it's a whole. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, and that's kind of crazy when you talked about me sharing and that's why I think God said it's a new process now because, like you said, my first two books, those were for me. I needed to heal from some things.
Right.
I needed to let some things out. There's some stuff like in writing every tear was a silent prayer. There's some things that was like deep in me that I didn't even know was there until I was writing about it, and I was like, oh God,
I didn't even know.
right? I
I
was like,
felt
oh, I
that
didn't know that
way.
was a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So it is true. The
I'm
book,
still mad about that. I thought
right?
I was over
Over
it.
it.
Apparently, I'm not.
Right.
Like,
The book writing process is definitely a therapeutic and healing. That's why I know all of my stuff works together. So you guys know at the moment just a mental health advocate, but I do want to go into counseling and therapy. But writing. So my thing to say is my three like core concepts is writing, spirituality, and mental health because they all work together for me.
oh,
Um,
that's what's up.
yeah.
That's so good. That is so good. Autumn, I see you out there. You are saying hello and sending us love. We love you back. Tiffany TK Overby, TK Overby, business consultants, you're in the room. We appreciate you for sharing. If you are just now tuning in, you are tuned into another episode of Mind Your Business with the Architect, where we make it our business to celebrate your business. We have the one and only Miss Lashawn in the building with DA Writing House Publishing. Before we keep going, we're going to mention our sponsors just one more time. We have to pay these bills. So, the first sponsor is Blue Skies Foundation, home of authors and art. Survivors Unite and Jack's Entrepreneurs and Leaders. Their motto is there is always blue skies ahead. Go ahead and give them a call. 904-7018-774. And if you're watching, you see it on the screen. Info at Blue Skies Foundations with an S.org. Next up, the wonderful Miss Tiffany with TK Overby Business Consultings. Get all of your websites, graphics, and business coaching all in one spot. She believes in building your brand, serving your business. Again, just ask for my friend Tiffany. The number is 904-712-9707, or you can visit them online at www.tkoverbyconsulting.com. Next up, we have Cupcake Connections. If you want the best desserts in a one shop party stop, please visit them. The number is 904-874-5101. They have linen rental, decor, and centerpieces. Just ask for the Cupcake Lady. The number again is 904-874-5101. And last but not least, we have the Majestic Event Complex. This is an event center with options. You may add decor, DJing services, desserts, and photography. They have wedding planning services, and this is a performance and event center. The number is 904-299-5111. Again, if you're just now tuning in, you are tuned into the Mind Your Business with the Architect show, where we make it our business to celebrate your business. We again are sitting here with the one and only, the beautiful Miss Lashawn with DA Writing House Publishing. I admire her so much. Again, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
She's a small woman. I call her in my head. She's like the silent storm. You might not see her coming, but when it happens and it goes down, it goes down. And you were like, "What?" It started with that little girl. Where that little girl? It's her. It is her. So, what? When I was asking what kind of what you wanted to talk about, you said you wanted to talk about like what is your business. So, talk about that and explain to us what your business really, really is.
So, y'all, I'm trying like
It's
because
okay.
the like God gives you the vision for what it's meant to be, and I know I kind of talked about this a couple of days ago on Instagram about how sometimes we are the thing that's holding us back.
Yeah.
So God has showed me what DA Writing House is meant to be. And I get new things like I was kind of sharing earlier, like there's so much to come in 2021 in the future because like God keeps like little by little showing me what it's supposed to be. But when I started out, it was just my heart, like I said, to help people tell their story. Um like I said, I kind of joke about it sometimes, but I was kind of forced into business. So I used to do some editing for a magazine in 2018 and met some people through that connection. That was like, this could be a business. Like, why
Mm-hmm.
isn't this a business
Right.
yet? So I was like, okay, what I'm supposed to do? Because I don't know nothing about running a business. I can write the books, I can
Right.
edit them, but I don't know.
So now I got to go.
Right.
Yeah.
So, they kind of set the framework for me. And of course, I'm a researcher by heart. So now once I'm into something, it's all gas. We're gonna go.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, well, I gotta figure out how to run a business now because
Yep.
it's legit. DA Writing House LLC is a thing. I can't play no more. So in that it was like started with just, okay, God, I knew what it took for me. It took a lot for me to publish those first two books. Just the information, very
Right.
information heavy. So I was like, well, I want to package. I want to make this easy for my people. Like they got the story. I want to be able to just wrap it up
Right.
and we get them a book. So that's how it was birthed. But it's so much more now, especially with even my name, Kenajawa Lashawn, becoming a brand. That was something I didn't foresee. But God said, it was kind of, you guys asked me about what my name meant before the show started. And I went through this phase of like not really knowing what my name meant.
Mm.
So a little nugget I'll share with you guys is that for 23 years of my life, I didn't know my mother. So 2 years ago was the first time I was kind of introduced to her.
Wow.
And I kind of went back to my little girl phase of like, oh well, tell me stuff. What is it? Because my dad never knew. So what does my name mean? I was kind of stuff. So I was lost before that. But I remember after becoming a Christian, God saying that your name is powerful. Like every
Right.
time people would talk to me, I was like, I don't know, but it's just powerful. I don't know what my name means, just
Right.
power. So it was kind of hard for me to accept that for a while. I was like, powerful, God, I'm just
Little
little Kiki
old
from the
me.
north
Right.
side. Like, what you mean powerful? And the brand itself, Kanaj was kind of was like just birth out of hurt, out of pain, out of brokenness, and it was just like God saying like, I've given you this story for a reason. Now you got to go tell it to people,
Right.
and in that telling, you're going to heal people.
Right. Power.
Do what? And it was kind of stuff has been coming full circle for me this year, but it's kind of funny because when I was younger, I knew I wanted to heal people, but I didn't know what that meant. So God
Wow.
showed me this year that through my writing, through my love for mental health, through me just sharing my story, that people are going to be healed. So that's another aspect of like DA Writing House. I want people to be able to tell their stories, use their book publishing as like a caveat to get them to the next letter,
Mm-hmm.
or do whatever God has
Mm-hmm.
meant for them to do. So that's like the beauty behind DA Writing House. Like I'll be helping people tell their
Right.
stories
Right.
forever.
It's actually ministry.
Yeah.
And if you don't know and you're watching, if you are in business to some degree, it is ministry.
It is.
Because they're coming to you because they need something, whether it's a product or service. But what are you going to do with them when they get there to get their product, when they get there to get their service? How are you going to impact not their day? If I can impact the day, I'll take that too. But how can I impact their life?
Mm-hmm.
And you are living out every piece of the purpose of your name down to the letter. And are you still in good relation and contact with mom?
No,
Okay.
but I don't know what God is doing there. It's something I pray about a lot, but something I've found contentment in, that there may be some protection on that other side of that
Yeah.
I want it so bad, but God's like no, because I've
love
had mothers and mother figures
I love it.
all throughout my life. So like I shared, like my aunt, my stepmom, like I've had people, women at church, like people. First time I went to the previous church I was at, like I walked in the room, and people like, "You're my daughter." I'm like, what the heck? You don't even know me.
See?
But God, I'm very,
Always.
very like sure that God places who I need at every step of my life. So, yes, I want the relationship, but I trust God to
And
know.
there you go. You took I couldn't even I was waiting to say it. You're exactly right.
Yeah.
I know I never heard him say oops. I ain't never heard him say my bad player. Like
Right.
he ain't never made a mistake.
Mistake. Yeah.
He knows before you know. We're working from the beginning, trying to get to the end, where he's working from the end, taking the so he knows
He
it
already know.
all.
Yeah.
So you stay encouraged, which I don't feel like I need to say that because you are always and I gotta say this, I wasn't gonna say it, but if you follow her online, you have to go to her page. She has this where she's saying show up. I think for
Showing up.
30 days.
Mm-hmm.
She does a 30-day live video where she just said to herself, for herself, I'm going to show up. And she showed up. And the beauty of it is, as long as I show up, it doesn't matter what you think the beauty is I'm showing up.
Yeah.
And showing up can look different for the first 3 days to the second 30. Like I love it because you just showed up.
Yeah.
And you said, hey, I'm just going to talk. I'm just going, whatever God will have me to say, I'll say it. Whatever he won't have me to say, I won't say it.
Yeah.
And I see the comments every now and then. I like this. I'm just like, go ahead, do your thing.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
We need more people like you. So keep on in your ministry.
Amen. And I can even share for people that are in business. I know this is all about celebrating other people with businesses. For me, I'm a perfectionist at heart.
Mm-hmm.
So showing up for me was letting go of that perfectionist spirit and just doing it. And I think a lot of times in business, we like hold ourselves back because we want it to be so perfect.
Yep.
When a guy's like, no, I just need you to show up.
Right.
I just told you to walk in the room.
Right.
I ain't tell you what to say yet.
Yeah.
I ain't tell you what you're gonna do. Just walk in the room.
Just show up.
Just show up. So that was like the story behind that. So hopefully, if y'all need to show up too, that y'all show up.
That's what's up. Just show up.
Right.
You have no idea what's gonna be there when you show up. You might not have to say nothing. God might have already told the other. You just never
showing up.
No. Yeah. And we will talk ourselves out of everything that ever means anything if we're waiting on the right time to do it. Because I believe there's probably like 2% of entrepreneurs or business owners out there that said I was able to jump out when I was ready.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody has the testimony was I was ready. I ain't have enough money. I didn't think I had enough clients. I definitely didn't know enough. I don't know. But you just showed up.
Yeah.
So if you're watching, just show up, just go, just do something, and he will make the provision for your vision. I promise you that. Um, so the last talking point that I did want to get to was why this is, and I know you've touched on it as we've been talking. Uh, what, why are you doing it? Why is it so important?
Um, for oh, it is important for that one young lady who doesn't have her family support, who doesn't believe in herself enough, who doesn't feel like she's enough, that life is too much. She's ready to give up. That's my reason. Like if I my thing has been even with like becoming an author, everyone I know one of my biggest dreams is to be a New York best-selling author.
Uh-huh. It
That
is done
it's
in
gonna be there.
Jesus' name.
Pulitzer Prize winning. It's there. It's at the top of my board. I look at it every day because I'm gonna get it. But if I don't, it's still enough to know that I give my book to one young lady and that inspires her to keep going and to follow her biggest dream. Like for me, when I tell y'all that it sounds crazy that one day I'll be cutting the rope on my publishing
And you
house
will.
in Jacksonville, Florida,
Amen.
and like, cause so many people have talked me down. They was like, "No, you shouldn't do that. Like, you don't want brick and mortar. Like, that's just not the thing to do." But I know
It's not your thing to do.
right. It's mine, and so whatever her biggest dream is, the one that sounds the craziest to people,
Right.
I want to inspire male or female. It doesn't have to only be a female, but um, inspire them to chase that and go hard, go at it. Don't let nobody tell you can't. So yeah, that's really
Have
why.
you, when you're talking about branding yourself, you really, I don't know if you thought about it in those words or even wrote anything down as far as the brand for yourself. You just said it.
Hmm.
That's the story.
Yep.
That's the reason why. And when you have a story, sometimes people connect to the story, even if they don't connect to the product
Mm-hmm.
or they don't connect to the service. You know what? I'll support her because I felt, I was
Yeah.
that girl, or you know what I'm saying? And when you
Yeah.
add a story, it makes it so much more personal and it makes it like you've invested something in it because it's
Cause you
personal to
have.
me.
Yeah.
And you're not going to understand. And it's okay.
Yeah.
So you would tell me not to because you don't,
Yeah. You
it
don't
ain't
get it.
yours.
Yeah.
You you won't see like I see because I got my vision and you got yours. You're gonna need
Yep.
some glasses to see like me, just like
Right.
you know.
Yeah. Somebody had to affirm that in me before that. Um, God gives the vision to one person. It may sound crazy to everybody else, may not make no sense, but
Yes,
that's why God gave it to you and not
yes.
everybody else. So that's why God gave it to you. Whoever it
Whoever watching, he gave it
is.
to you for
Yeah.
that reason.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, so we about to get into one of my other favorite parts of the show.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever had a chance to take a look at the show, but this next part of the show, before we get out of here, is called "Think Fast with the Architect."
Okay.
So I'm going to be asking questions.
Hmm.
Your job is to answer quickly. You cannot think about it. You just have to answer the question.
Okay.
There's nothing on here that should embarrass you. I mean, would you be surprised at some of the
Right.
answers we've gotten before? So you ready?
Yes.
All right. What is the weirdest talent that you have that no one knows about?
Singing horribly in the shower.
That's a talent.
Yes.
Okay, three words to describe yourself.
Determined, passionate, and
Think fast.
I know.
All right.
Me.
Me. Name something that others love that you find to be overrated.
Anything that's hyped up, like a new show, new movie,
Got you.
new
A new
anything.
trend.
Yeah.
What animated character did you have a crush on?
Um. I,
All right. Worst lie you ever told your parents?
ooh, I was a liar, so.
You said pick one.
Wait. That I didn't steal something.
What is the sexiest animal?
The sexiest? A white tiger.
Good choice. Weirdest nickname you've ever had?
Kiki is my only nickname.
Hey Kiki, are you okay? If you could have a free service, would it be a free business analyst or a free business plan creator?
Free business analyst.
If your life was a movie, what would it be called?
Welcome to the show.
What is the best way to keep an employee? Acknowledging their contributions or paying them what they believe they're worth?
Acknowledging their contribution.
What is the most spontaneous thing you've ever done?
Uh, Started a business.
Good answer. If you could time travel, would it be back in time or into the future?
I would go back to hold my son again.
Good choice. If you what is the last show that you binged watched?
Half and half.
I did too. I just
That's
finished
so
it
good.
today. I started the game today too.
Yes, I finished today too.
All right. And then what habit are you most proudest that you broke?
Uh, Habit that I broke. Overthinking, just doing stuff,
Gotcha,
not being.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so that concludes the the think fast with your mind with the architect segment of the show. So before we get out of here, I want you to plug yourself. Tell the people where they can find you, email, websites, everything that you have. Let them know how they can find you, please.
All right. So, of course, with my brand, Kenajawa Lashawn, everything is Kenajawa Lashawn. So, I actually have a new Instagram page. So, if you guys could please follow me, it'll just be Kenajawa Lashawn, no underscores, anything.
Spell Kanajwa. I just want them to really, if
Get
they
it?
look,
So,
yeah.
yes, Kenajawa is Kenajawa, and Lashawn, Lashawn. It's all together on Instagram. It's my name on Facebook as well, just Kenajawa Lashawn. My business is DA Writing House, so everything is D.A. Writing House. That's Instagram and Facebook. Websites, of course, is dawritinghouse.com, and then kenajualashawn.com. That's mostly where I am.
Phone number? You got their phone number?
I'm
Not yet.
calling me. I
Uh,
got a phone number. Okay, I guess.
so
Nine.
okay,
It's
okay.
all of my social. Everything's
There
on
you go.
social
Go
media and my
there.
website.
I should have let you go ahead. You say what you want to say, right? I'm gonna just
Everything
make
that
you.
y'all can stalk me. Call me. I don't be talking to nobody anyways.
Oh God! So before we get out of here, I forgot to look down. We have Adrian Bracey in the room. Thank you for joining us, man.
Hey.
Yeah, he said Kanajua with them skills, and he had them pins next to it. Luke Lewis, thanks for tuning in. Thank you, brother. Sherelle Jones, thank you for tuning in and watching us on tonight. So as we get out of here, I want to mention the sponsors one more time. Blue Skies Foundation, TK Overby Business Consulting, Cupcake Connections, and Majestic Event Complex. So I have a question. Do you have a business and you want to be a guest on the show? Would you like to be a sponsor of the show? Maybe you want to book me to come speak at your event or do motivational speaking. However, it is, please give me a call. The number is 904-701-8774, or you can email us at MYB, that stands for Mind Your Business, myb.architect@gmail.com. We would love to connect with you, your audience, and your followers. We will be airing every week, either on a Wednesday or a Thursday for now. Come January 1, we will go to Wednesday nights only. It is always at 7 p.m. So please be sure to set your notifications so that you make sure you don't miss anything. See you all next week, where we will feature our own Miss Tiffany Overby with TK Overby Consulting. We like to remind you that if you are tuned into the Mind Your Business show, we want to remind you that we make it our business to celebrate your business. Good night. See you next week. And as always, mind your business.